Welcome to the instructional video for the Bailey Autograph 69.2. So starting from the rear, we've got a rear opening locker area on both sides, which you'll see goes all the way through. You'll see inside there are your carpets, your awning pole, and your heating in there, as well as two lights on the back. But once you turn the power on, there's a little switch on the end of them to turn the lights on. So that is at the rear there. Forward of that, we have your Alder heating drain flow, so that vents the actual heating, which is hot water and blown air heating on this, and it's the wet system. Underneath that we have your drain valve for the wastewater. You'll see the little grey lever there. Just twist that to empty it and twist it to allow it to fill up, and that is your grey water or wastewater. We've got the alloys, which are standard. Then forward of that, we've got your water filler point. So it uses a whale fitting. It comes with a hose connector. So you just connect that into there and then into a main water stand, and that will allow you to fill up your water just there. So that above that, we've got your fridge vents just there, and your toilet cassette just in front of it. One key opens and closes all the lockers. To remove the cassette, you lift the handle up out of the little latch, pull it out. You'll then turn it upside down and empty it through the little grey cap at the top, making sure that you press the little air vacuum release button at the top there. This should slide out freely and sit nice and neat in place. If it doesn't, just make sure that your valve is in the right position, and I'll show you how to do that when we get inside. Just then twist it and lock it as and when you want to do that. On the locks themselves, you'll see they've got a little round rubber band. Now if you see the rubber band and it's red, it will tell you that you'll be able to drive away safely with it, but it is open to people getting into it. To lock it, you'll turn the key and then press the button in, and it will go completely flush. I'll just show you now. So just put the key in, turn it, press it in, and it'll go completely flush, and that is fully locked, so no one gets access to it. To open it, just quarter of a turn and that will open to give you access. Same on all the lockers. Forward of that, we've got your mains inlet point. So the Baileys do come with a mains cable as well. And then we go into the front. We're on manual folded in windows. They are electrically operated. Cab itself is complete with the Remis cab lines, just like that on both the passenger and driver's door, and you also have these on the front area as well. Just be gentle with these, so quickly slide it in and then just a lock in place just like that. We've got the electric window switches and the mirror switches just there, and under the compartment here is where you will find some of the fuses for the Peugeot side of it. Underneath the seats, these are little storage areas, so lift up, you've got a little tray underneath there. Underneath the passenger side is generally where you'll find your toolkit. So we're based on the 165 brake horse, and we're on the black cab. The cab comes complete with daytime running lights in this particular year. We've also got an awning fitted to the vehicle, a solar panel, and an aerial that you can just see on the roof there. Lower down on the little hatches, we've got a mains output point, mains power coming out of it, a barbecue point, gas bottles just in here for two, generally 6 kilograms, and you've got a mounted regulator just in place up there. It is supplied with a pigtail. Generally it is propane on most models that they're supplied with. Again, coming to the back, you've got another access point. In there you can see your awning pole and the carpets from this side. And on the back of the vehicle, we've got pre-mounts for bike racks, a big picture window, and your reversing camera, which is built into the rear brake light just there. So I think you'll agree on the outside, it looks very well, it's very practical, and it's pretty easy to use. Cab wise, obviously we're on the latest engine, so we have diesel and we have AdBlue. The AdBlue does count down, and it does fill up just there where it tells you the AdBlue. Into the cab area itself, we've got the bonnet release catch, so that's where that's located. Your engine battery is located underneath this panel, like most Fiat and Peugeot cabs, and as I mentioned, your toolkit is located just there. So that covers through most of the outside. Going inside, we have an awning light fitted. There's a bin on the door, and we also have a blind and a fly screen located just there. Make sure the fly screen's closed when you're closing the door so that the bin doesn't damage the actual fly screen. So moving on inside, we come to the main control panel, which can be located just above the main entrance door. Now we'll come on to that in a minute, but firstly, once we've put water into the vehicle, we'll then want to fill up the water tank, and that's located underneath this panel here. And I've put a bit of water in. You should be able to just see, just down here, there is a little orange plug, which is your main drain plug, just at the bottom. And that will need to be in place to fill up water and hold water like we've got at the minute. Or empty it, simply just pull the bung out, and that's got a little plug on the end, and that will drain the fresh water. So that is your fresh water drain, seated underneath by a little hatch in the middle of the floor. You've got your wastewater drain that I mentioned on the outside, and then lastly, the drain points, we've got the Aldi drain point. So that's the little yellow toggle valve that we see there. In the up position, it will drain the water straight through the boiler and out underneath the vehicle, directly underneath there. To fill up the system, you need to just flick that down, and that will allow you then, once you've filled up your fresh water, turn the tap to the hot, turn the pump on, and that will allow you to fill up the water side of the heating. Like I say, it's a combination unit, does your heating and your hot water, but you'll need to just make sure that that's emptied or up when you're emptying it and down when you're in use. It's the only thing you need to remember. Boiler drain, wastewater drain outside, and your fresh water drain just there. So roof lights, we've got blinds and fly screens on all of the opening roof lights. The middle ones are the Ecky type that lift down and push in, so make sure that they're latched in place before you drive off. I'm just going to close them as it's bright, unusually in Bury, so I can show you it a bit better, and then I'll come to the main control panel here. So you'll find the main control panel above the actual habitation door, and basically it's quite straightforward. So you've got a master switch off and a master switch on, and it tells you whatever we're going to do, it actually tells you what we're doing just on the screen there. Now if you want to put your water on, you'll need to press your pump button, and then you'll let your pump running, and then pump off. You've got your lights off and your lights on. We've got the awning light on or the awning light off. And then on the middle option here, next to the arrows, we've got the user options. So settings, tank level, battery selections, waste level, water level, external temperature, internal temperatures, leisure battery current, voltage charge. So I am plugged into mains at the moment. And then leisure voltage charge, and then your time. You can also see that we are plugged into mains. It gives you a little indicator just above there to tell you that we're into mains. So pretty straightforward on that side of it, and that is your main control panel for all of the vehicle. The heating control panel works just here, and it's pretty straightforward in the fact that it's telling you most of the things that you are doing. So if you're familiar Aldi, it's not anything different, but if you're not, I'll run through it for you now. So basically what we have here is a touchscreen monitor, which we can then change by pressing the up and down button on the temperature. The water facility, we press on or off, depending if you want to use water or not. Never select the option of the water if you've not got water in your boiler. And remember, to get your water in your boiler, you need to press your pump on. You need to have water in your fresh water. You'll then need to turn your taps to the hot position, and again they're all clearly marked, and then open it up and pull it through the boiler. Yeah, so you'll probably get it spitting and spurting quite a bit first of all. Run it until you've got a steady stream, That will then pull all the air out of the system and allow you then to come back to your heating controls and select the option that you want to do. So the next option along would be then the fuel source. So we're connected to mains at the minute, so we could, if we wanted, to put it on 1, 2, or again 3 kilowatts. I'm not on a 3 kilowatt post, so be careful. And again, some campsites won't take 3 kilowatts. So just change your fuel source to work with what you want to do. If you're not hooked up to mains, then you've got a gas function. And again, please turn your gas on first before you're doing this, otherwise you'll get a gas failure. That is the premise of the system. It will allow you to go more complicated options, like setting timers and programming sequences. You do that through there, but I would refer to your handbook and get the fundamentals right first before you do that. So back to your main menu, running down quickly again, temperature of that you want it in the vehicle, your water temperature, whether you want it on or not, your heating and hot water controls on electric is this one. So again, if you don't want it on, you can turn it off and it tells you. And then you've got the gas flame for the gas side of it. When you're leaving the vehicle or turning it off, press and hold the button and it tells you that it's going off. So with the lights on the vehicle, we can turn them off manually as well with the varying light switches. Again, around the vehicle, we've got a couple of mains plug sockets just located just there as well. We've got our large sink. Above that, we've got the microwave. Again, this will only work off mains. We've got the opening cupboards. Now, they simply just push down and that will move the little latch from the catch that's fitted there. And then again, we've got your mains plug socket for your microwave up there and then plenty of storage. There is lots of storage on this model, both high and low. Again, the middle buttons just press in. And again, we've got storage above there in both of the corner units. We've got a centre cupboard and we've got a cupboard just on the passenger side. Above, we've got your regulator for the solar panel. You don't need to do anything with this. It will just flash away and put power into the leisure battery. Underneath, we've got some additional lights. So just turn on and off with a little button there. The two back ones also have USB charging points built into it as well. So it's firstly and formally a light, which will turn on and off. Secondly, it will charge up any portable devices. Same on both sides. So you'll see just on that side, we've got another one just there. The speakers in the back and the blinds and the fly screens all work in the same way. Push it down, it clips on, lift it up, and that will act as your blind. And then to get them both separated, just lift it up. The windows, simply open the catches all the way around, and then you have little handles either side, which if you twist to tighten on both of the sides, that will hold the window in place for you. To release it, you just twist it back the other way and then close each of the window stays. Now that's the same on all the windows, so I'll not repeat that for you, but it's pretty straightforward again. Underneath, in the corner behind the driver's side, we have another main light switch, a aerial and 12 volt socket, and a main 13 amp socket just located there. We've got another main socket lower down just here, and then underneath here we have additional storage underneath, which is held in place by just pressing the button in. So again, when you're travelling off, make sure that that's pressed in place. We also have a hinge step, which will give you access to your wastewater tank, should you want to put any chemicals in to clean it, or if you've dropped anything down to try and find it. So that is your wastewater access, and again, we've got some storage underneath there as well. The kitchen area underneath here is where you will find all your gas isolation valves, and that they are just located there. They will be left from us in a usable position, so you don't need to change or do anything with them on your initial run. We've got the cooker, so it's got two separate lids, and we're running a 3 gas system and one electric. It'll be very similar to what you used to on your mains items at home. So we've got the grill, which is controlled just with the unit here, the oven, which is controlled with the unit there, and then we've got your 3 gas hobs and your electric hob just there. Obviously guys, the electric will only work when you're plugged into mains electric. It will not run off 12 volt. Into the kitchen area again, large storage underneath, and they just clip in place. A lock drawer just there, and then another one just above. So they'll all click in place and make sure that they're correctly located and secured in place before travelling. The lid itself, again, you've got a little sticker. Let it cool down before you close it, otherwise you will have a lot of shattered glass everywhere. Behind me is the fridge and freezer unit. So it's the selectable option from Dometic. So literally want to turn it just to the operation that you're trying to do. So the first one being the electric, second one being the 12 volt when the engine's running, and the third option being the gas. Now on the gas, what you must do is press in this button to the side and press the igniter in. And what you'll find then with the gas on is that this orange lever will go from the white into the green when the gas is on. If you lose gas, it will go out of there as well. But that's your indicator to tell you that you're working on gas. You have your thermostat to turn the temperature down and up. And then we have a large compartment. It's quite easy to understand when it is on because it does illuminate, as you'll see now, to tell you. So just make sure that you're selecting the best option for you. So freezer compartment at the top, fridge compartment just there, and then just locks in place. Underneath, we've got accessibility to the main socket should you need to unplug that, and a little bit of storage. If you're putting anything in here, guys, just be careful with the pipe works and the electrics just there. We've got the Aldi heating vents, which are there, and also go around the vehicle all the way so that you get a nice ambient heating throughout the vehicle. Into the front area, we have got in here your Aldi heating reservoir. So people often say to us that this reservoir is low when the Aldi heating's not on. You do need to check it when it is fully running and it's been running for a while, because it is an expansion tank, so it will rise with the heating system on. So just always check it when it's fully operational and it's fully running. You got the makeup cushions for the bed, and I'll show you how to do that in a minute. The aerial point, just release this little collar at the top and push the pole up and down, and you've got your switch booster point just here to give you power to that aerial. So again, pretty straightforward on that. Below that, we have access underneath to more storage, and in front of that we've got your main RCD box. So pretty much like you will be all familiar with at home. So you've got your test button here to tell you if your mains is coming to the van or not, and then underneath you've got all your fuses, which are nice and clearly marked for you. To the side of that, we've got your switch for your water heater, so fresh water tank just there, and an additional blower for the Aldi heating just to use there. You'll hear that that is blows on just to ventilate it around for you. Make sure that you do turn that off as well when you're powering down the unit. Up above the door as well, we've got a couple of USB points, and they're found just in that socket there. And then the little cupboard here is where your table is housed. So all nice and neat. Above the RCD box, we've got another couple of drawers here, and the other hatch in the floor is where your leisure battery is located. So a lot of the items on the bailey are accessible and easy for you to find, and easy for you to get to should you need to do that. In the bathroom area, we've got the light on here. So we've got a large shower area, and again we put the showers down when we're draining them down through winter. We've got a towel rail holder, and we've got the buckles that just need putting in place when you are travelling. A couple of towel or dressing gown hooks, and your toilet. So I mentioned right at the beginning of the video about the blade valve. So this is the valve inside here, and we open and close it by just doing that. So forward, back towards the vehicle to open it, forward of the vehicle to close it. To flush the toilet itself, you just press the little button here, and when it's full, you'll have an indicator telling you. The toilet also slides as well, so if you want to make it easier to get into the shower, or you want to make it more comfortable when you're on the toilet, you can move the position of that. You've also got another radiator in here, and a toilet roll holder, as well as your storage shelves, and another sink with a mixer tap just there. Little bits of storage that run around the side, and your main storage in here is located just in there, with again a ventilation for letting the air out of the vehicle, can be found just above there. The bed area itself, you can either sleep as two singles, and you can either leave the cushions on or you can remove the cushions. If you want to formulate the full bed, then just gentler, and again if you feel any force, just be careful, pull the bed slats just like so. So 2 outer cushions go to either side. You can obviously change this around whichever way feels better for yourselves. And then that info cushion goes in the middle to make a large bed at the back. So it's up to you how you do it. A large bed where you're all together, or 2 single beds are the options that you decide to choose. To put it back, you just do the reverse. And there we go, back set up for your daytime use. Onto the cab area. I know I touched on some of the bits going through. On the outside, we have a lift up bar underneath the seats to slide it forward and backwards. We have drinks holders, manual air conditioning, your radio, media, navigation and Bluetooth options, steering wheel controls, speed limiter on the right, and your indicators and lights on the top. On the opposite side, we have your windscreen wipers and a trip counter on the end of the stalk there. We are fitted with the new phone or tablet holder that lifts up and then just pulls down to allow you to put items in there for travelling, and then reverse it and lift it up when you're putting it back together. Sun visors on both sides, and passenger airbag just is located there. We've also got a little cooled area just there for you. And then on the actual seats themselves, we've got the backrest adjusters and the height adjusters on the outside of either seat. Now the vehicle does come carpeted, and it is carpeted throughout the cab area and the habitation area. The habitation area has the press studs, so they'll only go in one way. And it's easy to work out which way they formulate. The bit I missed on the kitchen is you've got a little extender piece here to extend that little option. To release it down, you just remove them from the little tabs and close it down just like that. When we're leaving the vehicle, to power it down, we just simply turn the power off, and that turns all the power off to the unit and allows you to go away safe and sound on your adventures. So I hope you found the video informative, helpful. We look forward to your comments, feedback. Most importantly, we look forward to you enjoying your new motorhome. Thank you.